We're tracking alert day conditions, as we've been mentioning for days now, for heavy snow for parts of southern Wisconsin. In just a moment, we'll use Future Track to show you who has the best chance for the highest accumulations.
Plus, one teenager is dead and another in critical condition after a shooting on Madison's north side. We'll tell you what police are saying at this time. And later, the state assembly looks to pass two bills related to Medicaid coverage and breast cancer screenings. We welcome you to News 3 Now at 6. Good evening. Thanks for joining us, everyone. I'm Sarah Carlson. Eric Franke is off today. We begin the night with an alert day for weather, where the First Warn Weather Team is tracking snow tonight. Some parts of southern Wisconsin could see several inches and others only a few. Alex, this has been quite the complicated one. It is
absolutely a complex forecast. You hit it right on the nose that while we have alert day conditions highlighting this period for impactful conditions from overnight tonight, from midnight through, let's say, noon on Friday, some areas picking up 6+ inches of snow, especially for areas north and west of Madison. But there will be some areas in southern Wisconsin that get absolutely nothing or very little, and we'll take a peek at that here. Let's take this nice and big to show southern Wisconsin who has the best chance of seeing that area of heaviest snow. That axis, that line that I've been mentioning for days now, lining up Prairie du Chien to Richland Center up towards the Dells, 6 to 8+ inches of snow expected. Madison, Dane County, we are in the crosshairs, meaning Madison 2 to 4 inches, but then south and east, areas down towards Edgerton, heading towards Evansville and Janesville, maybe only an inch or less. And any small toggle in this weather system, even by 30 miles, is going to shift that heavier snow further to the northwest or to the southeast. That's why it's so important that you're tuning in to our newscast this evening as our weather system gets evolving. And it's because of the potential for heavy snow that we have winter storm warnings in effect for southwest Wisconsin till 9 o'clock Friday morning, and until noon, a winter weather advisory including the Madison metropolitan area. Areas from Madison and points to the west, which I've been saying for days now, stand the best chance for accumulating snow, strong winds, and reduced visibilities as we go into that Friday morning commute. And again, tonight at 10, I'll tease right now, you're going to want to join at 10 because of the very latest with Future Track, and that weather system will be continuing to gear on up. Here it is right now on Radar 3000. That area of low pressure is developing over parts of Iowa right now, and that area of low pressure is going to scoot off towards the north and towards the east. Areas north and west of this line, that would include Madison, areas off towards the north and west, and the best chance for that heavy snow that's developing out in Iowa to move into southern Wisconsin. When I come back in a few minutes, we'll use Future Track to get down to that local level to show you how everything changes over to snow and the timing in just a couple of moments. Sarah?
Sounds good. Thank you, Alex. And you can be sure to track the forecast for yourself on the First Warn Weather app. This has hourly planners, road conditions, and radar. Download this for free in your phone's App Store. Just search WISC Weather. Well, one of Wisconsin's most powerful Republicans announced today he will not be seeking re-election. Political reporter Ellie LaLiberte joins us now with more on the retirement of Assembly Speaker Robin Vos.
Well, Sarah, Robin Vos is the longest serving speaker in Wisconsin history. He was first elected to the Assembly in 2004 and became Speaker in 2013. Now, some of his most critical political moves include working with former Governor Scott Walker to pass Act 10. That's the legislation that effectively ended collective bargaining for public employees. He's also largely credited with restricting the power of the governor's office before Tony Evers took that role. President Trump has also criticized the speaker for not aggressively investigating his loss in the state after the 2020 election. The speaker got emotional today on the assembly floor as he made this announcement.
The decision wasn't easy. I've been thinking about it for most of 2025. But sometimes a sign pushes you in the right direction, and mine was in mid-November when I had a mild heart attack. Luckily, my doctors say I am perfectly fine, but I do need to reduce my stress. And let me tell you, this job is stressful.
Now, in response to the speaker's announcement, Governor Tony Evers said, quote, "Although we've disagreed more often than we didn't, I respect his candor, his ability to navigate complex policies and conversations, and his unrivaled passion for politics."
So, Ellie, what does the speaker's announcement mean for the future of the chamber now?
Well, I'm sure some Democrats are going to be very excited about this announcement, looking to take his seat. They need just 5 seats in this election cycle to flip that chamber, something they're definitely going to be looking to do.
Interesting. We'll keep an eye on it. Thank you so much, Ellie.
Thanks, Sarah.
Well, in other news today, a Madison school board member and the leader of a local local nonprofit are being charged with misdemeanors. Both Maya Pearson and Brandy Grayson faced counts of disorderly conduct and resisting police. Pearson is the vice president of the Madison School Board and also chairs Madison's Police Civilian Oversight Board. Grayson is the founder and CEO of the nonprofit Urban Triage. The charges are in connection with a December 19th incident. It began with a dispute over parking at the Majestic Theater in Madison. According to the criminal complaint, police say Grayson was driving over cones and into a loading zone outside of the theater. Both Grayson and Pearson allegedly refused to get out, and officers had to forcibly remove them from the vehicle. Both women will be back in court next month. And News 3 Now has reached out to the Madison School District and the Police Oversight Board, but we have yet to hear back from either of them. We're learning more about a shooting tonight that left one teenager dead on Madison's north side this morning. News 3 Now's Maya Tate spoke with police about the case, and she joins us now live with more. Hi, Maya.
Sarah, at around 9:20 this morning, Madison police were called to a house on North Lawn Avenue after reports of a shooting. Two teens inside the house were involved with the incident. One is dead with an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound, and as of 11:45 this morning, the other teen was at a local hospital in critical condition.
This is a particularly tragic incident. It involves teenagers. It involves people that know one another, and unfortunately it involves people who were in the residence at the same time, who are now dealing with frankly, a lifetime of trauma.
I talked to a neighbor in the area who said they didn't hear anything this morning and were unaware of anything going on until police arrived. MPD say that they have spoken to everyone at the scene that they needed to, and there is no threat to the community. We'll bring you more updates on this case as we get them. But for now, reporting in Madison, Maya Tate, News 3 Now.
All right, thank you so much, Maya. In other news right now, Madison police are looking for a woman who they say left a group home. 23-year-old Catherine McIntosh was last seen Wednesday near the intersection of Park Edge Drive and Gammon Lane. She was last seen wearing a blue hooded sweatshirt, red pants, and carrying a black blanket. Anyone with information on her whereabouts is urged to please contact Madison police. Well, News 3 Now and Vortex Optics are looking to recognize a local veteran who's going above and beyond in service to others. From February 23rd through March 22nd, we'll be accepting nominations for local veterans that are making a positive impact in their communities. Then from March 30th through April 12th, you'll be able to vote on all of the candidates. Well, the winner will be announced on April 15th. Coming up next tonight, how the Stoughton Opera House is making it easier to say yes to live music. Plus, Summerfest is unveiling the lineup. Find out who will be performing in Milwaukee when we come back.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6. Moving forward.
More news from the Capitol now. Wisconsin mothers are one step closer to getting extended postpartum care through Medicaid. The bill would extend coverage from 2 months to a year. Our Tanisha Shaw has more.
Both Republican and Democrat lawmakers voted to extend postpartum Medicaid, possibly making Wisconsin join 48 other states.
Applause on the table.
The postpartum Medicaid bill would extend coverage for a mom from 2 months to a year. Victoria Robbins is a doula in Madison. She says this bill is important because a lot of times medical care is more focused on the baby rather than the mom.
A lot of times the care drops off. And I think that's pretty representative of our medical industrial complex, that a lot of the focus is on baby and the health of baby and not necessarily the family and mom as a whole.
Lawmakers showed bipartisan support for the bill Thursday.
It is essential that we expand postpartum Medicaid so that mothers can pay for the things that they need after childbirth and also get the kind of care that they need mentally after childbirth.
Continuous insurance coverage is critical for ensuring that women have access to timely diagnosis, monitoring, and treatment before, during, and after pregnancy.
State Democrats have been advocating for this bill for years. On Thursday, the bill passed with bipartisan support, passing with only one vote against the bill.
The Center for Disease Control has found that over 80% of deaths during pregnancy, delivery, and 1 year postpartum are preventable. We know this bill will save lives.
Next, this bill will end up on the governor's desk where Tony Evers will decide if this becomes a law or not. Reporting at the Capitol, Tanisha Shaw, News 3 Now.
Thanks so much, Tanisha. Well, the Stoughton Opera House is doing something interesting, spreading the love and making it easier than ever to say yes to live music. Anyone who purchases tickets this month for any performance scheduled February through May can do so risk-free. Now, that means if you don't love the show, you get your money back, no questions asked. This limited time Every Day is Love Day initiative is designed to welcome new audiences, encourage first-time visitors, and also give long-time supporters the freedom to explore something new.
We're an independent venue in Dane County, which is an increasingly small number of independent venues in Dane County. So our values and our culture come down from the community and our patrons, and not from some sort of corporate message.
What a great idea, right? The Stoughton Opera House offers around 80 live music and community events every year. You can buy tickets at stoughtonoperahouse.com. The full Summerfest lineup is now out. This 9-day-long festival in Milwaukee features 600 artists. I don't think I can name all of them right now, though. It runs the 2 last weekends in June and then the 4th of July weekend. Charlie Wilson, Passion Pit, and Father John Misty are among those announced. Previously confirmed are Styx, Stephen Marley, and former One Direction star Louis Tomlinson. Well, after the break, the Packers will probably need a new backup quarterback next season. We'll tell you what Green Bay's general manager is saying about Malik Willis becoming one of the most sought-after free agents. And alert day conditions are in the forecast. Heavy, wet snow on the way. We'll tell you when it starts, when it could end. Alex has all of the details in the complete forecast.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6. Moving forward.
You're now taking a live look at our Skycam in Platteville, where the First Warn weather team has been mentioning the potential for alert day snow for several days. Can't see much there now, but let's check back in with Alex for the complete forecast, and I'm certainly starting to think it's going to start up before we know it.
Yes, parts of southwest Wisconsin really are going to be in the brunt of this heavy wet snow that's moving towards southern Wisconsin. It will develop overnight tonight, going on into Friday morning, lasting through Friday afternoon, especially for areas Madison and points to the west, where some areas could pick up 8+ inches of snow. Let's get tracking it right now to show you when can you expect that snow in your neighborhood. At 10 o'clock tonight, rain and a couple thunderstorms in Madison, Mineral Point, and Janesville, Platteville, maybe even having some raindrops and some rumbles of thunder. But as we move towards 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, Platteville, Dodgeville, Lone Rock, the Dells, Richland Center, Camp Douglas, Marquette, Green Lake counties, quickly changing over to heavy wet snow. Madison still probably hanging on to some rain. Areas down towards Janesville, you may not even have much going on at all. We call that a dry slot. And that dry slot moves off to the east, and that snow moves in from the west and the northwest. Madison to Janesville, up towards the Dells, the heavy snow moving through southern Wisconsin and parts of southwest Wisconsin. Again, seeing the likely brunt of this weather system. The Dells to Madison, still seeing snow at 10 o'clock, and then those rain and snow showers will start to move out of the area as we head towards the lunch hour. This is what I've been talking about for a few days. Prairie du Chien up to, let's say, Richland Center up through the Dells. It's the likely corridor of the heaviest band of snow. Madison, Dane County, we are in the crosshairs of this weather system, where Mazo, Black Earth, you might get 4 or 5 inches. Madison, perhaps 2, maybe 4, and then maybe only an inch down towards the Edgerton area, down towards Janesville. There'll be a very sharp cutoff on the southern end of this band of snow. So I want to be abundantly clear that areas south and east of Madison, there's a potential you may not get any or very little snow out of this weather system. We all get the wind gusting at times up to 40 miles per hour as we start daybreak, and visibility is getting down below a mile, if not a quarter of a mile, over parts of southwest Wisconsin from the wind and the snow that will fall at a heavy pace during the overnight hours. Winter storm warnings for southwest Wisconsin, winter weather advisory in effect for the Madison Madison areas along I-39 until noon tomorrow that it will expire, the warning, at 9 o'clock in the morning in southwest Wisconsin. Showers are moving into southern Wisconsin as we speak, but widening out. This weather system is evolving. We've got tornadoes in Illinois and Indiana. We've got the heavy snow developing over portions of Iowa, and that's going to be heading off towards the east and northeast quickly as we move into the evening hours. We'll have another update at 10, of course, with Future Track, and you're certainly going to want to tune in because the key points of this weather system is I'm keeping an eye on the strength and I'm keeping an eye on the track, because that track is going to be absolutely key to sharp snowfall cutoffs, as I've been mentioning here. I want to emphasize that, especially for Madison areas towards the south and towards the east. Lows tonight, 20s to the west, 30s to the east. Will cool down, and those temperatures barely getting above freezing on Friday as we struggle as that weather system continues the snow shower activity through at least the noon hour in southern Wisconsin. Once we get past Friday's alert day conditions on Saturday, temperatures in the 30s, then down into the 20s as we head towards Sunday going into Monday. That is normal for this time of year. Now, speaking of severe weather, Sarah, we have a severe weather special that's coming up next week. I thought we were going to take that full. I'll just be do we have that, Steve? There
yeah,
we
it's
go.
Right there.
There it is. We have a severe weather special that airs next Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. So it's time to not just get winter ready, but severe weather ready. We will feature how watches and warnings get issued by the National Weather Service. I did some research with the State Climatology Office on southern Wisconsin's severe weather season. What goes into when we call an alert day, and how our first storm weather team, how we do drills to stay ahead of those storms so that we are ready to rock and roll when those warnings are issued to keep you safe from severe weather. Again, that airs next Wednesday night at 6:30 p.m.
It'll be wonderful. I know you guys have been working hard on it.
Yes, we have.
Thank you so much, Alex. And working hard tonight, too. Well, the Packers, returning to this now, will likely be in need of a new quarterback to back up Jordan Love. Don't worry, Love's staying. As Malik Willis heads into free agency. News 3 Now senior Packers writer Jason Wilde has more on this impending loss.
NFL free agency doesn't kick off for another several weeks. The negotiating window opens on March 9th, and yet the Packers know that they probably have one of the hottest free agents on the market. And they also know they aren't going to be able to keep him. It's Malik Willis, their backup quarterback, who filled in admirably every single time the Packers needed him over the past 2 seasons when Jordan Love wasn't available. Now he figures to get a very large contract and a very large opportunity to be a starter elsewhere. And Packers GM Brian Gutekunst knows that while they'd love to have him as their insurance policy, that policy is about to expire.
As obviously, we'd love to have Malik back, but at the same time, to be realistic, I think he's going to have a lot of opportunities to maybe play more than he would here, so we'll see where that goes.
We'll have more on Malik Willis's prospects and the Packers' options to replace him later this week on our website, channel3000.com, where you can find all of our Packers coverage. And while you're there, you can sign up for our Packers newsletter, which delivers that coverage directly to your inbox. In Green Bay, Jason Wilde, channel3000.com.
And now, News 3 Now Sports, brought to you by TDS.
Risking it all by quitting something that you love might just be the scariest move you ever make. Yet, Wisconsin men's hockey's Ryan Botterill shows that if you chase your dreams, the universe has a way of meeting you halfway.
Options can be life's biggest blessing and its biggest challenge.
I decided to play baseball originally, so I quit hockey.
When he was 10 months old, Ryan Botterill's first word was ball. And from that point on, he was 50-50 between ball and puck.
In the winter, it was always hockey. I always wanted to play in the NHL. And then in the summer, I wanted to play baseball and play in the MLB. So it was always back and forth.
But when the Manitoba native finished high school, he had to choose. And he chose baseball, moving 1,000 miles away from home to Alberta to attend a baseball academy.
That was right around the time of COVID. So we weren't playing hockey, and I was just playing baseball. And then I played baseball for about a year, didn't play hockey. And then I kind of decided that I wanted to go back to hockey, and I really wanted to give hockey a shot.
Saying he couldn't live without hockey.
When I was playing baseball, I went and watched a couple hockey games, and it was just like crazy how much I missed it. and I just felt like there was something missing in my life.
So he played junior hockey for a year, and with his skates back under him, he went all in, committing to play collegiately at Wisconsin.
Like every summer, I still play catch with my dad or my buddies at home and go watch them play baseball, which is nice, but I have no regrets about going back to hockey at all. I love playing hockey.
But as fate would have it, on a bitterly cold night in 2025, his two loves collided when Wisconsin played Michigan State at Wrigley Field, of all places.
I mean, I just felt like we had to. Like, you have to play catch if you go to Wrigley. So, I mean, a couple of guys were like, let's go play catch. And I was like, I want to hop out on the mound. I think that would be cool.
Realizing that sometimes you don't have to choose just one love.
Being at Wrigley was very cool. Like, I remember watching the 2015 World Series when the Cubs won, and that was crazy. So even just thinking of that, like that was being played on that field that we were going to play a hockey game was cool. And then always like the Winter Classic, that's super cool event. So that was a really cool experience.
And a huge congratulations goes out to the 6 Wisconsin Badgers who defeated Canada with their Team USA winning the gold medal in women's hockey today in Milan. The fun, though, doesn't stop there. We'll air the WCHA tournament semifinals and final on our sister station, Television Wisconsin.
Thank you so much. What an inspiring man. And so we're talking alert conditions tonight.
Alert day conditions, especially for areas north and west of Madison. Tune in tonight at 10 for the latest track on the heavy snow.
All right, thanks for watching.